sticker that's on now has got a stencil for tear cut into it ready, and it's all been sanded ready for paint. I'm going to start by laying a nice silver, which will be my base for my metal plate. That's first of 3 coats. The first coat is just to get a bit of grip. And it's fairly spotty and see-through still. But that second coat should be more or less solid, and that third one will finish it off. Second coat. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet, I've got my respirator on, so you can hear that second coat's more or less got that silver in solid. A few last spots that are a bit thin, but that'll be covered by next coat. If I don't quite get it, you can go an extra coat just to finish off should you need to. But I don't think I'm going to need to do that with this. Now I'll be airbrushing over the top, so any imperfections will just add to effect. Ready for third coat, and as you can see at the bottom there's a little play with my airbrush. Just put a speckled white Odin's face with Odin's Garage. We'll move on to proper paint for final coat. That's the final coat of base laid. It's a nice solid silver now, ready for airbrushing. Just need to let it dry. A few tips if you're planning on doing that like this yourself. You'll set your gun so it'll spray in this sort of shaped, constant. And what you do, you'll come over here and then overlap. You come back every time, and that'll give you a better finish when you've got your 3 coats down. Right, ready for airbrush now. What we're going to do is to pick a direction. I'm going to have metal plates coming out at the top and being drawn in underneath, and then on the right hand side all the way down these 3 tears. And remember, with any highlighting, sun direction on same place, so your shadows all at the same side, and you've got a light mark opposite end where the sun would be. If you stagger it all over, it just makes it look off. We're going for a more realistic effect with this one. Once you've decided what direction you're going to come in, where you want to put things, I'm going to do a basic sketch up, just see where the plates are going to sit, and then I'll start filling in by hand, shading, shadowing them. Then we're going to add some screws and rivets as well as screwed together. I'm going to use a few different size squares just to get the shapes. I can also use old stuff I've got laying around just to get general shape in there. You also want to carry on where my stencil stops here, just carry on past it onto this that I've used as a stencil. Then when this peels off, it'll leave a nice smooth cut edge. You'll not end up with a gap where you didn't want one. And every so often during the process you just put a tip of your airbrush, makes your paint flow way smoother. It's called tip dry. This paint's designed to dry so quickly it dries on without the airbrush. As you can see now, up this centre tear I have a plate effect. I'll get these other two done and then we'll start putting some detailing. That's it all stenciled in. With 3 tears there. You can see it's gone slightly over my stencil mark. I've done that everywhere. Now I'm going to go back over everything now I'm happy with it. Darken these lines up. You can see some of them are darker than others and some are just blotchy. You can do this as light as you want really on a silver or a white coloured. This being on a dark blue bonnet, I'm going to go quite dark with this. You could go ahead and darken it straight away if you wanted to. I don't. I like to go look at it first. It's much easier to wipe it off when it's light than it will be dark. So and that's all in, nice and dark. I'll just move out of the two and I'll bring you back again. See, everything's been darkened up. But we do still have a few edges like this that are not quite very smooth. I'm now what we're going to do, I've watered down some black. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but it's quite thin. I'm going to go over it, smooth out round corners off. Anywhere else I just think could do it smoothing off. This is all going to be done freehand. It's been a while. With paint so thin, spidering's a probability if you're too heavyweight. I don't know if you can see that properly. It don't stay in place with air pressure, so you have to be really light with paint. As I'm doing this, I'm also going to put some round corners and just some discoloration on some of these tiles with it as well. We're going to look close so you can see what I mean here. As you can see, this paint's really thin and leaving almost a smudge or a grey. Just to add some more effect to these tiles. I'm using it to greenery areas that I think would be darker. It's a really small amount of paint, which if you're airbrush you'll know is controlled separately. If not, you push down for your air and you move back for your amount of paint. I'm just using a really small amount. I'll move up here a little bit. And finally I want to get into these corners and just smooth that. Any wet paint's not very smooth. And then There we go. I don't want to go over the top bit. There's more to go on yet, but we have a stencil, which is this. This is just a texture stencil. This is going to do. I'm using the water down paint again. Just going to add a bit of a blot effect around bottoms. As you can see, that's just bottoms up in a light blot effect. What I'm going to do is just add a few darker bits. I don't know what's happening. Adding a separate shade. Just slightly darker in places. Now there's the last bit. There'll be some screw holes holding everything together. For that, I have a board here. As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just half spraying these in. You can just see the half moons here, and that's because we're going to use white on top. There's not light's catching it, and I'm going to spray a positive drive head all at top of that. Keep it shadow underneath so it matches the rest of the plate. I'm just going to spray these half moons in all corners. Up, and that's clear enough. You can see black and white there, so to give it a knobbly effect. And that's them all. And some of these ain't one quite centred, but as you can see, these are all now little tight screws. I've given all this a wash down in paint thinners. I'm just going to add one last piece. But I decided I was going to add earlier. And then we'll lacquer. Like that on there. I also watermarked a of that logo down here. And of course from earlier, the pencils. That's not perfect, but it'll do for me. We'll move on to lacquer.